What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video. It is Saturday. It is August 31st. Tomorrow is September. Thursday, NFL is back. But we are bringing you MLB content for this. It's a weird Saturday slate, kind of how it's built out. We're going to talk about that real quick. But wanted to welcome everyone. If you've never been to the channel before, we do things a little bit differently. We break down the slate. We look at the pitchers. We look at the batters on there. After this video, if you want to see even more than what we're showing you on this video, you can go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. The article is down below. The link to our sponsor for this video is Outlier.bet. The link is down below. If you guys sign up using our link, you will have a chance, and I'm going to talk about it. Anyone who signs up with the Outlier.bet link right down below in the description, and you do their regular package, their normal $20 a month package, show us proof after your 7-day free trial, pay for that, we're going to give you a free month of FTA+. On top of that, if you guys sign up for their pro package, show us proof after your 7-day free trial, we are going to give you 3 months free of FTA+, which is every single sport for 3 months. So if you started today, you are going to get the start of, you're going to get, obviously, these 3 months of NFL, so half the season. The rest of the MLB season. You've got NASCAR, you get MMA, you got PGA, and you'll have, if it's today, you'll have the first month-ish of the NBA season. So a lot of information there, a lot of free stuff if you guys sign up as well. So I want to shout out to them, and we're going to use them, and you're going to see what we're going to talk about. We're going to be using them for our DFS information, breaking down the videos, breaking down every single slate. Or every single game on the main slate. So what we're going to do is we have giveaways every single day. So if this, I think we can get it, but we are 120 subscribers away from 10,000 here on YouTube. If we can get to 100 or to 10,000 before Thursday, I'm going to give away 2 lifetime passes, which are a $500 value a piece, if we can get there before Thursday. So like the video, subscribe. So the 2 giveaways, if this video gets at least 50 likes, you've left a comment, you are a YouTube subscriber, you have a chance at a free week of FTA+. 100 likes is a free month. 150 likes is a free year. 200 or more likes, we're going to give away a lifetime pass to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. The second way, somewhere in this video, I'm going to have a keyword, key phrase, type that word or phrase in there and have a chance to win a monthly pass from Outlier. So Outlier has been gracious enough to send us or give us permission to give away 5 lifetime passes or 5 monthly passes to Outlier.bet. I've already given away 1. We are about to do the giveaway for the second one in this video, and then the third one will be in tomorrow's video. So let's go through. What was it? The video we put out for Thursday ended up getting 54 likes, so we did hit that threshold of 50 likes. So we're going to just run this. Whoever the winner, the name that pops up will be the winner of the free week. Tall Tale is the free week winner. So all you got to do, email me dfshelp1@gmail.com, and we will get you set up. Let me know if you have a username on the website. If you do not, let me know a username and an email that is good for you, and we will set you up for a free week of FTA+. Now we're going to pick another winner. And the phrase, there wasn't a ton of comments in that video. So for whatever reason, you have a really good shot of winning. Cujo, thank you for the support, but did not have the key phrase or keyword. We will keep going. We love Outlier, I love Outlier. So that was the keyword. It was either we love or I love Outlier. So congratulations, Robert. All you got to do is email me, and we will get you set up. You win the free month, and email me and I'll let you guys know how to get entered and get on their platform through us. So again, every link is down below in the description. Congratulations. Be on the lookout and be listening for the key phrase today. So it is a Saturday. Sometimes we have a main slate or early slate that has more games. For whatever reason, that is not the case today. We have the Yankees and Cardinals game at 12:05, or whatever time it is, your time, which you don't play. Then we have this early slate on DraftKings, which is 2 games, which not really good. The odds are not very good. I don't like the pitching. I don't like the bats. So we're not going to cover this one. I don't like a 2-game slate. Not very many people do. And I don't know why the early slate is only like this on a Saturday. So there you have it. The weather is not a concern. We're not going to be covering this one because it's 2 games. So then you have an afternoon slate, which in fact is also another 2-game slate. Love Tariq Skubal here. He is the picture of the video and article. He is the 3rd best option on the slate for strikeouts, which we will cover that at the end of this video. We're going to go over our segment that we call Pitches Be Crazy. And what that is we give you the top 5 pitchers on the entire day who go against the teams that strike out the most. And we're going to go over that information towards the end of this video. Tariq Skubal is on that list there at number 3. And Matt Boyd is right behind him at number 4, according to Pittsburgh, who strike out an X amount of times. So, that being said, outside of that, obviously I love Cleveland bats here in this slate. I love Detroit bats a little bit against Pavetta, and I absolutely love Tariq Skubal today in this matchup. So, we're not going to cover this one. Real quick, though, yeah, it's Skubal, maybe Matt Boyd a little bit. It just, 2 games, don't love it. So then that brings us to a 10-game main slate starting the normal time, what we're used to, for a Saturday. Sometimes we've had a main slate on Saturday start at like noon. So that's a normal Sunday slate. So we're going to cover this. We are going to look at everything moving forward. First game on the slate, Oakland at Texas. Cody Bradford versus Joey Estes. So Joey Estes is on the road. So we will use... we'll go ahead and we'll use Outlier and we'll break it down. So absolutely love Outlier. They bring in so many different websites combined, or all this information combined to exactly what we need to see. And we're going to show you on the screen exactly what I'm talking about. So Joey Estes in Texas. He's not faced Texas this year. On the road, he's got a 7.17 ERA on the road. So that is very high ERA. 10 games played, 9 starts of those games. 7.17 ERA is wild. 36 Ks, 34 earned runs. Doubled the earned runs, which makes sense because Oakland, Oak Coliseum, it is a massive ballpark. That scares me. Joey Estes really scares me in that situation because he has been so bad on the road. Then you got Cody Bradford pitching at home. We look at his home games, 2.75 ERA. So he's been fantastic at home. I forgot to say, college football is back. Show us some love. Let us know what team is your team for college football. Leave that comment. That'll be one of your comments to get you in on the giveaway here. Mine, obviously, you can see on my hat, Iowa Hawkeyes. Got this hat. Love this hat. Absolutely love this hat. Let us know down below your team, who you represent. But we look at Cody Bradford. He has already faced Oakland once this year. Got the W in that one. Went 6.2 innings, 5 hits allowed, only 1 run, 1 walk with 7 Ks against him. Now I know we have been using Oakland as a stack, and some of those bats have been good. But Cody Bradford at 8,500 to start the season, start the day, I don't mind. Problem is when he did face him, that was all the way back on April 10th. That was a long time ago. That was at home, though. So he's already had success against this team at home. They have traded away some of those bats that they've been using. So we look at the surface. That is what we're looking at. Now, let's dig in. Let's take a look at this on here. So you can see, love the matchup. It shows you the matchup. You got your game lines, your player props, your team props, your game props. It's got everything for you that you would need just with Outlier. And this is part of the package that you would see if you were on Outlier here. But we look at this. So it's got the BVP. It's got how the batter splits, which we have on the website as well. You've got both teams, both pitchers, and everything in between. So then you want, let's say maybe you want to see if Bradford is a good pick here. You can kind of see, obviously on the screen, the more red means they do worse against left-handed pitching. So you've got, not a ton of great options here. Like Lawrence Butler has been one of the hottest hitters for him. 260 batting average, 3 home runs. You've got Daz Cameron, 250 batting average with 4 home runs. Nevin, 210, and Nick Allen, 179. Those are the only batters that do well against left-handed pitching. And then Brett Rooker, 279, 9 home runs. Honestly, I would be looking at Bradford here. And then Texas bats against Estes. No one's faced him before. But then you look at how they do against right-handed pitching. Corey Seager's batting 292 with 24 bombs. We absolutely love Seager. Again, anytime he's on the slate, he's got to be in consideration to be in one of your lineups, regardless if it's a one-off or if you are going to stack Texas there. And then, Taveras, 231 batting average, 8 home runs. Adolis Garcia, 214 batting average, but has 16 home runs there. So, those are there. Simeon, 226 batting average, 13 home runs. Josh Young, 4 home runs. I don't mind. Jonah Heim, 228 batting average with 8 home runs as well. So, I do not mind a Texas stack. At least I want to get maybe Josh Young and Corey Seager if you're playing a 4-2, 4-3, something like that on FanDuel. 5-2 if you want the Texas to be the 2 bats. I completely get that. So, in this game, I'm not looking at Estes. I'm not looking at Oakland as a stack. I would look at a couple of the Rangers bats, maybe look at Oakland or Rangers as a stack just because of how bad Estes has been on the road. And I would use Bradford just a little bit to start the day. Then next game, the Mets at the White Sox. You got Davis Martin versus Jose Quintana, one of his facing his former team. So we've got Quintana on the road at Chicago. Splits wise, away games 4.37 ERA. Home games 4.35. So, his ERA is up there, and it's basically the same. Has not faced the White Sox this year. We know that the White Sox are bad. The problem, he's not been very good this year, at least recently, too. 10.7 against San Diego, not enough. 0 strikeouts in that game. 3-1. He did have 8 strikeouts against Seattle. Newsflash. Seattle strikes out the most. They're the team that strikes out the most out of any other team on there. So, he should have that. But in that same game, he gave up 5 earned runs. We're looking for 20 plus out of him. He's 6,900 at his price of 6,900 for tournaments. I don't mind him because he is going up against the White Sox, who are historically maybe the worst team ever. So we look at that. For tournaments, I'm okay with Quintana, but he has been bad. The White Sox have hit a little bit too if we're looking at a stack. I don't mind him. I'm surprised he is as cheap as he is considering who he's facing. And then Davis Martin comes in, 2.96 ERA. Not much. They dropped his price down a little bit. He's still over 7,000. But we look at this. Splits-wise, he has not faced the Mets this year. Pitching at home, he's got 203, so he has been really good at home. But it's only been 2 starts. So, these numbers are going to be skewed because there's not much to go off of. So we look at that, and I get that. Tournaments, okay, I'm okay with that. But at his price, he really has not hit the value that we need. There are just other pitching options today that we don't need to take pitching in this one. Quintana for tournaments, I'm okay. I don't think you need to focus on this game as much right now. Definitely, you can check out under the MLB tab. Maybe things have changed. We'll look at projections. Towards the end, after we do the pitches be crazy, we're going to give you all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through the initial early simulations for the day. So we'll get to that at the end of this video. So stick around because you're not going to want to miss that part. So you look at this. The Mets bats against Martin, never seen him before. Mets bats against right-handed pitching, decent. You've got Alvarez with 4 bombs. He hits righties better. Torrens hits righties better. Pete Alonso batting 245 with 20 bombs. Lindor, 270 batting average with 18 bombs. McNeil batting 242. He hits righties better. 10 home runs. Mark Vientos, I don't mind him at 15 home runs. Harrison Bader, 277 with 7 bombs. You got Brandon Nimmo, 14 bombs, but only batting 216. So I don't know if I would use him. But then you've got Tyrone Taylor, 258 batting average. You also have Jesse Winker batting 270 with 11 bombs. I'm fading Martin. I do not mind a Mets stack here. And then the White Sox bats against Quintana, really, Miguel Vargas has 1 home run against him. Other than that, they do hit lefties better. So if you want to go under, you want to go away from maybe let's take a White Sox stack because they're going to be very under-owned. I get that. I understand that. You got Andrew Vaughn batting 290 against lefties with 4 bombs. You got Corey Julks batting 313. I don't know if he's going to be in that lineup, though. Luis Robert. I'm actually surprised Luis Robert's only batting 190. Usually I would think he would be better there. Miguel Vargas does have a home run against him, does hit lefties better, so you could look at that. But overall, outside of Andrew Vaughn, Corey Julks, I don't even know if he'll play, they don't hit lefties very well. So that just reiterates maybe a little bit of Quintana. He has not been good this year. He has not been good on the road, but maybe we take a flyer on him. I get that. I don't think the White Sox are a team that I will be stacking. And I will let you know right now. So I'm not always right, except don't tell my wife that. But looking at that, I kind of like Quintana in this one. Now, let me know if you guys have a different feel for it. But early looks, early simulations, I'm looking at Quintana just a little bit. I'm very surprised he is not as expensive as I thought he would be against this team. So, probably not looking at this game very much outside of maybe a Mets stack is what I would look at. Kansas City at Houston's next. You got Battle of the Lefties. You got Cole Reagans versus Yusei Kikuchi. So, Reagans on the road. In Houston. Splits-wise, he's already faced them once this year. 5 innings, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks. So did really well. I'm wondering if that was recently or if that was early in the season when they were struggling. Yeah, it was early in the season when they struggled. They're obviously back hitting very well, taking the division. Yeah, so, and you can see he's had really good games. Past couple of games, been okay. Angels, he did have a good game with 9 Ks. Minnesota 8 Ks, Boston 7 Ks. So Houston, though, that is Houston. We have a problem because Houston strikes out. Let me see real quick. Houston strikes out the third least out of any team, 7.26 times per game. At home, they strike out 6.2. So they strike out less at home. That's the only problem here, especially with Cole Reagans being 9,900. Like, he's had great games. He's had success against them. He has 187 strikeouts on the year so far, which is very high. I don't know what that ranks at the moment. He's got a great ERA. He's got a great team behind him. But they don't strike out a ton, and they can hit lefties. That's my problem. So I don't know if I want to. I'm not going to pay $9,900 for Reagans. I wish I could. Kikuchi overall, splits-wise, he's already faced Kansas City once this year. 6 innings in that game, got the W. 2 earned runs, only 4 strikeouts. So the strikeouts were low. Now, he didn't really do much here against Baltimore. He ate outside of that really well since coming over here. So looking at this, the way they are, I'm probably not going to. I don't feel comfortable enough to take either pitcher in this one. Kikuchi for tournaments, maybe because he's 8,700, but I think I'm priced out on Reagans on both sides. So then we look at how Kansas City does against lefties. So you got Sal Perez batting .310 with 8 bombs. You got Michael Garcia batting .252 with 2 home runs. Bobby Witt Jr. is obviously a stud, batting .356 with 4 home runs. They just lost Vinny Pasquantino for 6 to 8 weeks, so basically out until the playoffs. And Kansas City's actually in first place in the division, which is wild. They were down 9 games, which is crazy. So we look at that, and I'd still kind of like some sort of Kansas City stack here. So Sal Perez. You could look at Freddie Fermin if he's in there. Paul DeYoung would be a cheap option. Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be very expensive, but I like him here. Blanco, 328 batting average with 3 home runs. I do not mind. So then Houston bats against Reagans. So Diaz has a home run. Bregman has a home run. Jordan's batting .545, and he absolutely smashes lefties. He's got 6 home runs against lefties, batting .364. I don't mind a stack in this one either. I'm probably fading both pitchers, and if I were to take Houston bats, it's obviously going to be Jordan. He's expensive, but he's there. Altuve batting .352. I would, depending, could be a Yonder Diaz is one. Jason Hayward could be a cheap option. I don't know if he's going to be in there, but he just signed with them. I don't mind him. Jeremy Pena batting .303 as well. So I am looking on this game right here. I'm fading the pitching. I'm looking at stacks. I think I probably like Houston a little bit more, but I do like Kansas City just as much. Toronto, Minnesota's next. You got Barrios versus Ebby Matthews. So Barrios facing one of his former team. Game logs coming up. He's had 4 fantastic starts. His price has dropped down. Okay. And he's facing his former team. Now, I don't know if that's going to mean anything because he pitched for them. They have the analytics of what he likes to do. They know him as a pitcher. That could always come back to bite him. Splits-wise, he has not faced Minnesota this year. On the road, he's actually been worse at .467. But Minnesota does not hit righties as well. So we look at game logs. Like I said, very good. Very, great. Strikeouts are there. 5+ strikeouts in every game since July 13th. So he's been decent. overall, I don't mind him. Zebby Matthews, 3 ERA, splits-wise, 1 away game, 2 home games. Better at home. Those numbers are skewed, though, too. So we look at game logs, 3 starts, fantastic start against St. Louis, good start against Kansas City, not so good against San Diego. 5 innings in all of those games. Toronto, their offense, outside of a couple batters, not the best. But we're going to dig in. We're going to use Outlier, and we're going to see exactly what I'm talking about when I mention that. So we've got Toronto bats against Matthews. Obviously, never faced him before. Toronto bats against right-handed pitching. You know, you've got Vladdy batting .324 with 21 bombs. You've got Horowitz batting .275 with 8 bombs. You've got Ernie Clement batting .268 with 7 bombs. Obviously, George Springer with 16 bombs batting .226. And if he's leading off, I love him even better. Springer even better. So I don't mind them. You got Will Wagner, 343 batting average. I don't mind him. He's a cheaper option if you are looking for a full stack. So Alejandro Kirk, I don't understand how he is athletic. His body is not that of an athlete. It is, I guess it's peak male performance, as they say. You know, 257 batting average, 3 home runs, 31 RBIs. I don't mind them. It just depends. I really like a Blue Jay stack here. Minnesota against Barrios, you know, as you see, no home runs. Really, no one's had success against him. Against right-handed pitching, like Jose Miranda batting .329, that's good. Willie Castro batting .257 with 7 bombs. Royce Lewis has 11 bombs. Matt Wallner has .286 batting average with 9 home runs. Larnach has actually 14 home runs batting .262. So if you do not trust Barrios, you could look at Minnesota as a stack. But honestly, I'm probably taking Barrios in this one, and also a Toronto stack here as well. Milwaukee, since he does have some weather concerns, so we'll definitely pay attention. And as we look, it's Great American Small Park. Depends on the ballpark factors and what the wind is doing. But let's not look at that right now. Let's just look at what we've got going on. So Frankie Montas facing the team he was on, as you can see in his picture, who he got traded from. Game log wise, this is my problem. He just pitched for them this year. So this team knows his arsenal, knows what he brings to the table, and knows what he likes to pitch. So that is always one that I'm scared of. So technically, if you look at this, home game's got a 4.04 ERA, away 5.05. He pitched in this ballpark as his home, but now he's away. So the splits are going to be a little bit weird. Not good against Oakland, great against St. Louis, and good against the Dodgers, and so-so and other ones. The fact that he's facing his former team from this year, that's very weary for me. I don't trust that. I do not trust that they won't know what he's going to bring to the table. And overall, I don't love this game here. Carson Spires, 5.13 ERA, really hasn't done much. Splits-wise, he's already faced Milwaukee twice this year, giving up 11 earned runs in those games. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Don't trust them. I would be looking at taking Milwaukee as a stack here. I'm not trusting either pitcher, though. So I would definitely stack against Carson Spires here, just because really don't know what we're going to get out of him. Overall, his ERA is up there. They've seen him. They know what he brings to the table. I'm stacking Milwaukee. I don't overthink it. Obviously, William Contreras is one that we're looking at. Outside of that, you kind of want to look at... Now, this isn't confirmed that it's him. It's not been 100% confirmed, but I would be looking at William Contreras. Jackson Chourio, I would be looking at him as well. Willie Adames is a third one. I honestly don't mind Rhys Hoskins. I will take a little bit of Rhys Hoskins. And then just depending on the lineup that comes out, you could look at Jake Bowers. You could look at Blake Perkins or Joey Ortiz there against... if it is, in fact, Carson, I will take that. Montas, if we're looking at Cincy bats, obviously Ellie De La Cruz is a big name there. Love Tyler Stevenson. Definitely be looking at Tyler Stevenson as well. Rhys Hines could be a cheaper option if he's in there. I like Rhys Hines. And then if you want to do like 2 more for a stack, maybe Will Benson, maybe Jonathan India going in here as well. So I'm fading the pitching. Let's monitor the weather, and we'll go from there. Then we got Atlanta at Philly. You got Zach Wheeler versus Max Fried. We absolutely loved I told you in yesterday's in the article, if you saw the article from yesterday, I loved Reynaldo Lopez against Philly. Ranger Suarez was against Ranger Suarez as well. That's what we were looking at, and it worked out. So weather is a concern here again, but we've got two teams here. So Max Fried, actually, in his career, in this game, or his career versus Philly, not the best. So if we look at those numbers, 281 batting average with a 324 batting average. So they absolutely 281 plate appearances, 19.9 K percentage, 324 batting average, 386 WOBA. For whatever reason, they absolutely smash him. So Fried overall, 3.50 ERA. He's already faced Philly 3 times this year, giving up 10 earned runs, only 9 strikeouts in 3 starts, which is wild. The batters that have had success against him, Real Muto batting 364 against him with 4 home runs. Trey Turner batting 378 with 3 home runs. Bryce Harper batting 278 with 2 bombs. Nick Castellanos has a home run, batting 524 in 23 plate appearances against him. Like, these are the ones I'm looking at. On top of that, I would like Alec Bohm, but he was out on Friday after getting hit. He probably sits the weekend. I don't know. It hasn't been confirmed yet. So that'd be one I would look at. You could always look at maybe Bryson Stott. You could look at Austin Hayes against a lefty. Those would be the ones I'd look at. I don't want Max Fried whatsoever. Then you got Zach Wheeler. So Wheeler comes in his career, 241 plate appearances against this team, 230 batting average, it's 29.9 K percentage. He's been very good. Game log didn't do well against Houston, but did just face Atlanta 2 starts ago, 21.9 at 9,300. They have bumped his price up to 10,100 though. He's already faced him twice this year. 12 innings pitched, does not have a dub in this one. 2 earned runs, 13 strikeouts. So he's had success as well. My problem is he could have a good game, but it just depends on if this is a shootout. In that instance, I like Zach Wheeler in this one, and I like the Philly offense a little bit more than I like Atlanta bats. If we were to take Atlanta bats in this game, just depending on who's had success against him, which again, when you dig into this a little bit, you can see like here's the numbers there. Like there are batters that have had success against him. D'Arnaud batting 389 with a home run against him. Ozuna has 2 home runs. Arcia has 1. Matt Olson has 2. Urshela has 1. Duvall only batting 167 has 1 as well. But then you see like Michael Harris batting 308 in 13 at bats. Kelenic plus, like these all have great numbers against him. But then you dig in and you can kind of see a little bit more like Kelenic 234 batting average with 12 home runs. Soler 226 batting average, 12 home runs. I'm probably not taking Atlanta bats. If you are, you can see them on the screen that those are some good bats that you could be focused on. I'm probably taking Wheeler in this one and Philly bats against Max Fried over Atlanta bats today. And then 4 more games. We got the Dodgers at Arizona as the next one up. Gavin Stone at Arizona versus Merrill Kelly at home. So Gavin Stone comes in 3.06 ERA. Coming off 3 straight really good games. 2 games, obviously he's supposed to be good against Seattle, 10 strikeouts. Tampa Bay's not a very good team. Milwaukee, he did well against them. That was before, these stinkers here. So he's been very up and down. Arizona, he's already faced them twice this year. 15 hits allowed, 8 earned runs, 8 strikeouts in 2 games. Those numbers are not good. That's not ideal. The problem is he's been really good lately, but he has been hit by them. July 3rd, gave up 4 earned runs, then gave up 4 earned runs on May 21st. So for whatever reason, they've just had his number this year. And then Merrill Kelly coming in, 3.98 ERA, really hasn't done much, especially at his price. Hasn't done much, has not faced the Dodgers this year. So we can use Outlier, and we can let's find if they're a good matchup or not. Probably off of Gavin Stone. I would look at Arizona bats. No one has a home run, but then you look at them against right-handed pitching. Jock Peterson with 20 bombs, batting 289. You got Josh Bell with 12 bombs, batting 250. You've got Eugenio Suarez batting 245 with 15 bombs. Corbin Carroll batting 238 with 12 bombs. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. batting 248 with 10. McCarthy, 283 batting average with 8 bombs as well. So I do not mind an Arizona stack whatsoever. Then Dodgers bats against Merrill Kelly. Like Mookie Betts has 3 home runs batting 250 against him. Got Will Smith batting 323 with a home run against him. You've got Max Muncy batting 412 with a home run. Miguel Rojas has a home run. Teoscar Hernandez has a home run. You got Chris Taylor with a home run. Like Freddie Freeman has a home run. Like a lot of these batters have a home run against Merrill Kelly, and I am probably going to stick with looking at a Dodger. I like both of them. I'm gonna stick away from not taking pitching in this one and go stacks. I love Arizona as a stack, but if we are looking at the Dodgers as a stack, yeah, I'm looking at obviously Shohei with 33 bombs, batting 308 against right-handed pitching this year. I'm looking at Muncy coming back. I'm looking at Freddie Freeman. I'm looking at Mookie Betts, who has 3 home runs against him. Wouldn't be surprised if I honestly could see Ohtani and Mookie going back-to-back to start the game. Would not surprise me whatsoever. If that happens, and you guys comment, I think Mookie and Shohei are going to go back-to-back. If that happens, I will give away 1 month free to anyone. We'll do another giveaway for that. So if you think it's going to happen, type you think it's going to happen. And anyone who says that, if that does happen, we will give away a month pass to FTA Plus in a giveaway. So I absolutely love an Arizona stack, but I love a Dodger stack just as much in this game. I'm avoiding both of these pitchers. Baltimore, Colorado, Dean Kramer versus Ryan Feltner. Kramer, 4.31 ERA. Splits-wise, he has not faced Colorado this year. Away games, 386, but this is Coors. Coming off a bad game against Houston, good game against the Mets, and then bad games outside of that. It's Coors. I'm scared to use him in Coors. But Colorado does strike out the second most out of any team. They don't strike out as much at home. I don't think I could pay down. I don't even think I want to pay down at 6,800 for him. And then Ryan Feltner coming in, almost a 5 ERA, has not done anything. I'm absolutely looking at bats in this one. It's going to be very expensive to be able to afford these bats, but they are there, and we will definitely take a look and see if we like any of them. So Baltimore bats against Feltner. No one's really seen him except Rivera. So we look at these. Gunnar Henderson batting 287 against right-handed pitching with 25 bombs this year. Ryan O'Hearn batting 270 with 13 bombs. You've got Colton Cowser with 16 home runs. Mullins, 12. Anthony Santander batting 239 but has 27 bombs. I don't mind these. You're going to have to find value other places because these bats, this stack, is going to be very expensive. And that's exactly what happens when you have Coors games. Colorado bats against Kramer. No one's really had success against him. We look at this. They don't hit righties as well, but if I were to take some bats against righties, Tovar with 14 bombs, Tolei at 12 home runs, I don't mind him. Brenton Doyle batting 277 with 18 bombs, I do not mind him whatsoever. Jake Cave would be a cheap option if you're trying to stack here. Honestly, I don't mind Charlie Blackmon. Just depends on where he's at. They've moved him, I think he started the season at 7 hole, but then he's gone to lead off. If Charlie Blackmon is leading off, I do not mind him here. Let's see what he's been doing, if it will say. He didn't play Thursday. But yeah, there, splits-wise, he did play against the Yankees. I don't remember seeing him. It doesn't say. Yeah, it depends. If he were to lead off, I would love his, I don't mind him as a stack in this one if you are looking at Rockies here. So I'm avoiding the pitching in this one. I'm going the bats. I obviously like Baltimore bats a little bit more. San Francisco is next. You got Edward Cabrera versus Mason Black? Mason Black. Not 100% confirmed because San Francisco, they love to not tell you who the pitcher is until day of. But we look at his game logs. He's an opener, basically, I think. He's gone there, but he's given up earned runs in every single game. Coming off 4 earned runs, 1 and 5. And then you go up against Miami. This is a pitcher's ballpark, but I do not trust Mason Black. Edward Cabrera, on the other hand, is confirmed, but he has a 5.60 ERA. At Colorado, had a decent game at Colorado. Only 3 earned runs with 8K, so great game there. Has faced San Francisco once this year. Dominant. 6 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 27.9 fantasy points, and he's only 6,700. This is the kind of pitcher that allows you to pay up for Baltimore in Colorado. So I don't mind Edward Cabrera there at all. I would look at Edward Cabrera, and then I would probably take a little bit of gander at the Miami bats against Mason Black because he has not had success. In those bats, not a ton of bats that we love there, but if we were to look at them, like, excuse me, Jake Berger with 25 bombs, he is one. Excuse me. Connor Norby is there with 4 home runs. Jesus Sanchez batting .238 but has 17 home runs. I do not mind these guys. And then it really just depends on the lineup that comes out. I don't know if Kyle Stowers will be in there. Derek Hill had 2 home runs the other night. I don't mind Derek Hill either. So in that instance, I might be looking at a Miami stack and looking at Edward Cabrera in this massive ballpark. I do not mind that. I'm not looking at the Giants bats. And then the final game, the Mariners at the Angels. We have confirmed Brian Wu versus Tyler Anderson. So we look at Brian Wu and we look at Tyler Anderson. Wu on the road, 2.05 ERA with splits on the road, 2.56. So he's been good on the road. He's been better at home, but good on the road. Has already faced the Angels twice this year. 12 hits allowed in 9.1 innings, 4 earned runs, only 3 strikeouts. So his strikeouts have been low for whatever reason. With the Angels, they strike out 8.57 times per game, and at home they strike out 8.78 times per game. So we would love to see, maybe if we do a betting video for today, over 6.5 strikeouts. I don't mind that line if that's exactly what it would be. So let's definitely take a look at that once those lines are all out there. He just hasn't struck them out this much for whatever reason. Then you got Tyler Anderson. According to Pitchers Be Crazy, he has the best matchup because Seattle strikes out the most out of any team, and it's been that way all year. And there's no way it doesn't continue that way. I don't think Colorado can, unless Colorado starts striking out like 15 times per game. I don't see how they overtake Seattle this year. Splits-wise, he's already faced Seattle twice this year. 5 earned runs with 12 strikeouts, 16.8. Game logs, he last faced them at Seattle, struck out 8 times. Okay? And then right before that, 4 times there. So, but the problem is, on top of that, he has not had very many good games. So he's bad game, bad game, bad game. Great game against the Yankees, of course. They can't hit lefties. Bad game, and then good game, good game. So his last time he faced Seattle, 20-plus fantasy points is exactly what we need. So tournaments, I'm okay with Tyler Anderson. I wish he wasn't 8,100, though. It's kind of expensive. I don't like him at 8,100. So looking at that, I think I like Brian Wu a little bit better, but maybe for betting purposes, we can look at Tyler Anderson because Seattle strikes out the most. Batting-wise, Seattle bats against Anderson. Cal Raleigh has a home run. I don't mind the big dumper there whatsoever. You got Justin Turner, who hits lefties well, batting .429 with 2 home runs against him. J-Rod has a home run against him as well. And then we look at the batters against left-handed pitchers this year. Raleigh has had success against Anderson, but is only batting .168 with 11 bombs against left-handed pitching this year. Mitch Garver hits lefties better with 6 home runs. You got J.P. Crawford batting .281. Randy Arozarena batting .238 with 7 home runs. I don't mind him. J-Rod batting .280 with 5 home runs. I don't mind him either. Mitch Haniger normally hits lefties well. This year batting .173 with 3 bombs. So I don't mind Seattle as a stack. I love me some Cal Raleigh today. Angels bats against Wu. No home runs. Not really much going on. Against right-handed pitching, they just do better against lefties. Zach Neto has 15 bombs against righties, batting .218. Nolan Shanawell has .257 batting average with 9 home runs. Mickey Moniak at .238 batting average with 9 home runs. Taylor Ward only batting .207 but has 14 home runs. So if you don't trust Wu, you could look at those Angels bats that we talked about. But if I'm looking at this game, I'm probably using Wu in DFS. I'm probably using Tyler Anderson maybe in DFS and tournaments if I make multiple lineups. But maybe more so I take Tyler Anderson over, under, strikeout, whatever the line is. If we could get a Tyler Anderson line of like over, under 5.5 or 6.5, I think I smash that as well. And that's it. That is the breakdown of the main slate, all of the pitchers, all of the batters that are there. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys love Outlier.bet as much as we do. Make sure you check them out. Thursday is NFL. We've got a Thursday night football game. We've got a Friday night football game that we're going to have showdown breakdowns for you. So here's the lookout. We're going to have NFL rolling this week. I'm going to have articles out there for season-long and DFS rankings. We are then going to have the article or the cheat sheet out. We're going to have the breakdown of the showdown. So Thursday night showdown, Friday night showdown, Sunday night showdown, Monday night showdown. So for this week, that is 4 breakdowns for just showdowns. We're then going to have matchup tool. We're going to check that out. That is part of the premium content, but we're going to give that to you. We're going to look at that first week to see if you guys like it. Going under the NFL tab, probably can't have much volume report or snap counts or red zone stats yet. Kind of got to get a couple 2 weeks in to get a little bit of information to be able to enter that. But you got the bacon station. We've got the chalk, just like MLB. We've got our cheat sheet. We've got Vegas odds. We can look at fantasy points allowed by position from last year to kind of get a feel for it. But again, it's going to be a little bit different because defenses are different this year. So a lot of information. We've already started rolling out some of the articles, so definitely check it out. But we are still on MLB. Pitches be crazy right now. These are the top 5 pitchers of the entire day that have matchups because the team strike out the most. Number 1, Tyler Anderson versus Seattle. Seattle strikes out 10.25 times per game. At home, they strike, or on the road, 10.02. Dean Kramer at Colorado. Colorado strikes out 9.79 times per game. At home, 9.16. I don't know if I trust him enough. DFS, there's no way I'm using him. Number 3 is Tariq Skubal versus Boston. Boston strikes out 9.69 times per game. On the road, they strike out 9.82 times per game. And Skubal is an absolute stud. Number 4 is Matt Boyd versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh strikes out 9.35 times per game. At home, they strike out 8.5, or on the road, they strike out 10.17. So they strike out considerably worse on the road. At home, it's only 8.56. And then number 5 is Randy Vasquez at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay strikes out 9.21 times per game. At home, they strike out 8.71 times per game. So those are pitches be crazy. It's Tyler Anderson, Dean Kramer, Tariq Skubal, Matt Boyd, and Randy Vasquez. And now, early simulations are done. These are all of the batters that currently have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. Number 1, Aaron Judge versus Kyle Gibson. I did forget to mention, so there are certain, and we're going to have, so under the MLB tab, not outside of batter splits, we have BVP, so batter versus pitcher. And a lot of people don't like it, but we like to look at who has had success, what team, who has had success against certain teams, and that's just usually what it is. So definitely make sure you check that out. But Aaron Judge right now has the number 1 currently. Didn't have the best game. Didn't have the best game on Friday, but Austin Wells really had a really good game. Had 2 home runs, huge home run in the 8th inning when they were only up 1. So Austin Wells has been absolutely on fire for him. But I think Aaron Judge comes back. I think he gets that home run today. Number 2 is Michael Togliai versus Kramer. 3 is Tyler Stevenson versus Frankie Montas. Stevenson used to catch Montas this year. I like that matchup for the catcher. Number 4 is Adley in Coors versus Feltner. 5 is Juan Soto. 6 is Gleyber Torres. 7 is Max Muncy. 8 is Luis Garcia. 9 is Corey Seager. 10, Joey Gallo. 11, Jesus Sanchez. 12, Brandon Lau. And 13 is Trent Grisham versus Kyle Gibson. Now, I don't know if I trust Trent Grisham. Probably not going to use him. Don't even know if he'll start. But there you have it. Those are all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10. Make sure you go check out the website and go check out everything, because I bet you after we do some more simulations, once all of the pitchers are 100% confirmed, the weather is 100% confirmed, we will get more 10 out of 10 matchup ratings throughout the day. So definitely go check out everything on the website, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. The keyword of the day, if you are still around, is Outlier Saturday. I think you guys know We love Outlier. They are our sponsor. They are giving away free months, and all you got to do is type it. Outlier Saturday. Put it all in caps. Let's get those caps in there. Let's get people screaming in the comment section. Good luck today, and as always, let's bring up some bacon. Peace.